funeral hearing troop of brother
Yes.
passed away. So yes, that's okay. It's okay.
Just letting you know, you and members know. Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready to start.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Let's start. The second day of the second regular session of the 22nd Congress will now come to order. May we all bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer. Great. Roll call, Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Gunman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romalo,
Amen.
thank you, Senator Urusamal,
Hey, Bara.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Sumana.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members are present.
We have a quorum to transact business today. Before we continue on, I hereby designate Chairman Ursumal to also serve as acting floor leader. Okay, next item is reading of the journal, acting floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that the reading of the journal be suspended with.
Again.
Moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. Okay, we now dispense with the reading of the journals. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next item is item number 5. That's presidential communications. We are in receipt of 2 of them, and they are number 22-107 and number 22-108.
Okay, assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Ever some Supreme Court communications? None, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item number 7, member communications. None also, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item number 8, departmental communications. None. Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. Item 10, state communications. None. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications. None, Mr. Speaker. Item 12, municipal or town communications. None. Item number 13, foreign government communications. None also, Mr. Speaker. And item number 14, miscellaneous communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're now on our order of the day. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're now on our order of the day. If there's no objection, we will move on to item 16 for special committee reports. Do we have any report, Chief Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, for item number 16, special committee reports, we have one and it's number 22-03 by the committee to wait on the president.
Okay. Chairman. Chairman,
Motion to adopt the report.
Second.
it has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt special committee report number 22-03. Okay, discussion on the report. Can you?
Speaker.
Chairman
Speaker.
Brennan?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, members, and all of those that are observing our session this morning. Mr. Speaker, your committee to wait on the president met with the president yesterday, and there were 6 items on the agenda. But before I briefly go through the report, I just want to share something that was shared to us yesterday by the president. Our Consul General, there was a tragic incident in Guam costing 2 lives and a person under I think it's the daughter of the Consul General, and then 2 nieces. That's what mentioned yesterday. They got into accident, 2 people died, and 1 is in intensive care right now. So the president shared that to us, your committee to wait on the president. So please just remember the Consul General and the family right now when you pray. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So let me just summarize what been discussed during our committee to wait. First, the president mentioned the nominations that will be transmitted to us, and I'm pretty sure all the names here have been we've received them. And Elena Kinaka, Marcus Samu, John Chuken, Albert Falcom, and he also said that there will be some nomination coming up during our session. Second, he talked about he updated us on the COVID-19. In Kushai yesterday, the 19 FSM citizens are, out of the 19 citizens, there were 5 individuals that been tested positive in Guam. So, and for Pohnpei, there's another flight on Pohnpei on September 16. The number of people coming here is 95, and 10 of them tested positive in Guam. So they're catching them in Guam. And when the question was raised yesterday, whether it's a normal, regular, or whatever COVID-19 or the Delta, and what we received yesterday, it was the Delta. So that's the reason why they increased from 7 days to 10 days to make sure that they're catching these infected people before they leave Guam. The next repatriation will be October 4th and 25th in Kushai. For Yap is October 3rd and 24th. For Pohnpei is September 16th and 30th. And that's the one I mentioned, that the September 16 out of the 95, 10 people were tested positive. Also the president provided the committee the vaccination rate. The entire population, adult population, that is fully vaccinated is 61.1%. In Kushai, atoll population is 69.4. Yap is 83.3. Pohnpei is 62.9. And in Chuk is 53.7. So, and 71.2% of the atoll population is partially vaccinated, is 71.2. In Kushai is 74. In Yap is 84. In Pohnpei is 74. And in Chuk is 64. Then we discuss item number 3 is the supplement budget. And I think all of us should be smiling because there's no supplement coming up from the president's office. So, but he mentioned something about there's a shortfall in personnel and staff housing that he said it's going to cost approximately about $80,000. So it's just going to reallocate some fund in Section 8 to take care of that issue. And he's also mentioned the on item number 4 that he'll be visiting Kushai and Chuk. Kushai on September 20 and 24th, and in Chuk around September 30 to attend the inauguration. He also mentioned that he will be bringing the JCRP to join him as well. So, but this one is has to be yet finalized. Item number 5, he also discussed some pending legislations that that they sent up on our previous special session, which is the cyber crimes, the non-communicable diseases, passport extension, bunkering and provisioning, penalties for violating prohibited plastic materials. And then the Secretary of Finance and Administration tax enforcement capacity, the Rome's statute of the International Criminal Court, the safe release of sharks, maritime surveillance revolving fund, and fisheries policy. Item number 5, he requests that we to extend the tourism sector mitigation fund. Remember we talked about yesterday, and he said he will extend it on to June 30th, 2022. And he also requests that he will be sending up for us to appropriate $2 million to the low income household program. And this program will help more than 6,000 households by the end of this month, asking Congress to appropriate $2 million to help reach an additional 2,000 households. So I think that's about it. And if other members can elaborate more on the report, please do help. Thank you very much. That's the oral report on our the committee to wait on the president. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Perman, for your elaboration on your written report. I will give the 2 members of the committee to wait to go first, and then we can all ask questions or discussions. Chairman Rusamon, you go first, and Vice Chairman Palik.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As you indicated, the chairman of the committee did a good job in summarizing already the written report. And I think it's a good summary. And if I do say anything else, it will be just added noise to the good points that the chairman had already made. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rusamon. Vice Chairman Palik, you have anything to add to your report?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Chairman, for the excellent report. one very minor, on page 2, on the pending nomination, just one other name that he actually indicated that he submitted, and that's Maker Palsis for the election commissioner, Kosrai. That's the only comment I wish to add. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. We look forward to the submission of that person's name. Okay, now members, do we have any discussion? Any discussion from members?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian, you have the floor.
continuing to be the devil's advocate here,
Yes, please proceed.
maybe it is time for us to consider whether we should continue accepting flights or stop for a while, maybe a couple of months, and allow our people on the ground to reassess the situation and our ability to continue receiving those who may be more than just the COVID-19. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Christian. That's a good point. We may have to take that up, those kind of discussion when we deal with the resolution itself, because we may have to amend it to or direct the task forces to put a pause to this so-called repatriation.
Yes,
that's
Speaker.
Yeah. Yes, Chairman Perman.
Yeah, just to add on, he also mentioned that if we can amend the declaration to September 30th, January 30th, 2022, to extend the declaration all the way to January 30, 2022.
Okay, we should take that up when you present the a resolution for an extension of the declaration. So including what Vice Chairman Christian mentioned, that's a very legitimate issue we need to look at, especially in light of all this. It seems like there is a growing cases of positive testing. So we need to start really be more cautious when it comes to repatriating our citizens, especially in light of this Delta variant. Any other discussion from members?
Speaker.
Chairman Romero?
Yes, thank you. I have the same concern, and I wish the task force could reassess how they do their testing. As you mentioned earlier, that there are cases where tested one day, they tested negative. After a week, they tested positive. So I don't know how that, maybe they need to reassess their testing kits or testing procedures. And I also want that the task force need to be consistent with how they administer the testing. And I say this because I had experience with the procedure that was done, which I think it's not consistent with what they, when we arrived, we did not get the test, that we were not tested on the ship after 5 days. And I keep questioning, why 5 days? I thought we will be tested on the first day. After 7 days, we tested. 14 days, we tested. So I think it's just a matter of how they need to be consistent with their procedures, because to me that's not consistent. Just to whenever they wanna feel like doing the test, they would do. But I think if they consistent with how they do, it will prevent.
Mr. Speaker, may I?
Thank you, Chairman Romero.
Where is he?
Proceed,
Mr. Speaker?
Vice Chairman Christian.
Where are you?
You have the floor. Proceed.
Oh, thank you. It bothers me that people are traveling to Guam without proof of negative tests and going to Guam and allowing us to absorb their cost of negligence in or initiative to make sure they get tested or get vaccinated before coming to Guam. Our Guam facility seems to have become a gravity for those who wish to come. But we should insist that before United boards anybody destined to Micronesia, regardless of where United is, they should prove at least that they have been vaccinated and they test negative, so that the burden of support when they reach Guam is less on our budget over and over and over.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Christian. Yes, I think coming in from Guam, we do require those, but I haven't heard of us requiring them to also take the vaccine and testing going out.
Yeah, Speaker, let me just address what Robson's concern.
Go
There
ahead.
was some issues that was discussed yesterday regarding YAP quarantine, quarantine facilities. And people are saying that people can just walk out and come back to the quarantine. And what the president was telling us, yes, it was true. So he had a meeting with the task force from our FSM task force to really look into it. And he mentioned remember the Fiji? Fiji was doing the 14 days. Somehow one slipped, and now they have 900 people a day infected with the disease. So that's something that we cannot afford. So he mentioned to the members yesterday that they're really looking into it to make sure that this kind of mistakes don't repeat. But yes, I believe that when we discuss to extend the declaration, I think we should bring up what the concern coming from Senator Christian and Robson and all of these. So I ask members, and if you're not going to join us when we have a hearing on the declaration, I would like to have some kind of feedback or email, or use that, give it to me so I can make sure that any concern from any members be raised to the FSM task force. So we'll make sure that our declaration can really protect us and people are repatriating. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Thank you,
Speaker.
Chairman Berman. Chairman Rusimal first.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I just wish to, I think currently, as I keep hearing on the radio here in YAP, if you are traveling to a destination outside of the FSM, you must have in your possession cards that says you have been fully vaccinated. So the idea of going to Guam without having to prove that, I wonder if there is merit in it. But I think one issue that Vice Chairman Christian brought up was very important, and I don't want it to get buried in all the discussion. The issue of closing the borders. I know it's not popular because our people out there would like to come in and go out as they please. But I think the danger in continuing the bringing in of our citizens out there is there. Chairman just pointed out one case positive in Fiji. Now they're having problem. 900, I think, per day. And the president indicated that he had talked with the Prime Minister of Fiji about the issue. And the Prime Minister assured him, indicated to him to be very, very careful with this thing. I brought the issue up with the president. Why are we not doing anything more than just allowing people to come in and we screen? Because I'm really worried. I even told him I have two sons and some relatives outside that may want to come in, but I cannot forego the security and the well-being of those here residing in Yap and in the FSM because of them. With my love for them, I wish I could, but I have to worry about the more people that will be affected if we get one of these people through the net that we put at the borders to catch those with COVID-19. This is a very scary thing. All we need to do is look at the United States of America, especially those places that have protested COVID, the mask and the social distancing. It's growing like a wildfire in California. So, Speaker, that issue brought up by Senator Christian, even though he's a devil's advocate, I'm not. I may be devilish, but not devil. I hope we discuss it in depth and agree to do something more positive in our decision.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Usumal. I will ask Chairman Perman if you can fast track your resolution to amend the declaration so we can continue having this important discussion on what our plan for the next few months.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Speaker, yes, but I don't want to prolong our discussion on the report, but just to add on, I think I will feel better or good if our 12 years old to 17 years old are vaccinated. As of today, these are our children, students, and that I think needed to be vaccinated. Then, when he mentioned about Palau, when they got the Delta in Palau and they tried to track it down in Palau, I think because 80% of the population was vaccinated, I think it saved them from the Delta spreading in Palau, which I think everybody in the FSM that is listening to our session this morning should really listen and go get vaccinated, because that's how it's kind of saved Palau in a way. And we have not vaccinated our younger adults, or 12 to 17 years old, which to me that they're still vulnerable to this disease. So I'm really asking, I think more restrictions until we get our children vaccinated, so we can kind of ease up on when he says reach 70% of adult, nobody's safe from this disease. Not 12 to 17 are safe and above. I think everybody's this disease. We can never underestimate it. So I'm hoping that because Kushai started the Pfizer, the 12 to 17 years old, hopefully Chuk, Yap, and Pohnpei will follow. So that's what we asked the question when, and that's what they're looking. They'll report to us when Pohnpei, Chuk, and Yap will follow Kushai. So that's, thank you very much, Speaker, for letting me.
Thank you, Chairman Perman. Any other discussion on the report before we go further? Vice Chairman Palik.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The committee, when the committee asked of the 5 of the 19 from Kosrae that were tested positive, 5 of 19 and 10 out of 95, those repatriated to Pohnpei. Question was whether or not it's the new Delta variant, and it was confirmed all of them were Delta variant. The other question that was asked, and I don't think that we received a clear answer, was whether or not the vaccine is effective in controlling the Delta variant. Because if it's not, then that brings the question of, again, the concern that was raised earlier on, And it's obvious that the follow-up question would have been, and I am sure the task force at that in their mind, the final question was whether or not we should close our border as suggested. And I take it that they will look into it, that the message is clear, that if we're really opening up at a time when this Delta variant, which is very active, it's more easier to infect individuals, and there's no control for it. We seem to be taking not doing anything if we just continue repatriation, knowing that the Delta variant is increasing and that the vaccine is not preventing you or anyone from this new variant. Then why shouldn't we take precautionary measures to control our border? My point is that I think the task force got it, that they will look into it and then make recommendation on whether or not repatriation should continue. Also, if you remember, I think the initial repatriation, as Vice Chairman Christian stated, was originally intended for sick patients and their attendants, students, and essential services, I believe. And we gotten to the point where those people are already addressed, and we shouldn't look further or extend more repatriation. And that's the question that I would hope that the task force and the president looks into. I think for the committee, we raised those concerns, and I shared the concern raised by, or the point made by Chairman Rusamo. It may be a time we really should take a deep breath, stop for now, and assess whether or not repatriation should continue. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman.
Question.
Any further discussion? There is a motion for previous question. If there is no objection, discussion is closed. We'll now vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Special Committee Report number 22-03, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Special Committee Report 22-03 is adopted by Congress. Now, if there's no objection, we will go back up to the item 15, Standing Committee Reports. Chief Burke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For item number 15, Standing Committee Reports, we have an awaiting list number 22-09 for Standing Committee Reports awaiting the 24 hours requirement.
Okay. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're on the awaiting list number 22-09. Please do your readings of those four or five reports. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Session. So please look at the awaiting list 22-09. Okay, if there's no further business on item 15, we'll go down to item 17. Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the next item, which is item number 17, assignment of measures and communications, kindly refer to referral sheet number 22-24.
Okay, Chairman and members, review that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 18, unfinished business, none at the moment, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item number 19, Bill Galanter, none also, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, item, next item.
Mr. Speaker,
Who's that? Oh, Vice Speaker Moses,
yeah, I would like to move for a short recess.
short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. If there's no objection, we are still on the bill calendar. Vice Speaker Moses, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you and all members and those who are observing. I wish to withdraw and place two bills,
Go ahead.
and I would like to move that Congress places CB number 22-70 and CB number 22-74 for action on today's calendar.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that CB number 22-70 and 22-74 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Acting floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I so move that the relevant rules that may impede our action on the motion to place two bills on today's calendar be suspended.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules requiring certain period of time for appeal to be with the committee, be suspended. Those in favor say aye.
Boy,
Motion carried. Those relevant rules are now suspended. So let's vote. Those in favor, the adoption of the motion to withdraw and place CP number 22-70 and 22-74, say aye.
boy,
I,
Motion carried. CP number 22-70 and 22-74 are withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Short recess, subject to go of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. First bill, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under the bill calendar now is Congressional Bill number 22-70 for first reading. CB number 22-70 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-155 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-177, 20-188, 21-61, 21-88, 21-119, 21-150, and 22-08 by amending Section 6 thereof for the purpose of changing the lapse date of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Yap, Koshai, Pohnpei, and Chuk states and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CB number 22-70. Discussion.
Question.
Questions being called for. There is no objection. Discussion is closed. So we will vote by roll call of members on first reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Arudas, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palag,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romolo,
Bye-bye.
Senator Uruzamal,
Yeah.
Senator Wali, Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 12 members voted for the said bill under first reading.
CP number 22-70 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar now is Congressional Bill number 22-74 for first reading. CB number 22-74 is a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 22-37 by amending sections 4 and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 22-74. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Defer.
Senator Arudas, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palag,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romolo, Senator Uruzamal,
Yes, yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 11 members voted for the said bill under first reading.
CP number 22-74 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
We do not have any more bills, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
Who's that? Vice Chairman Christian.
I'd like to move to withdraw from committee Congress Bill 2273 and have it be placed on the calendar
Second.
for first reading action.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that CP number 22-73 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for action. The relevant rules are still suspended. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Carried. So CP number 22-73 has been withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Okay, Chief Clerk, read the title.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under the bill calendar now is Congressional Bill number 22-73 for first reading. CB number 22-73 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-157 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-179, 21-216, and 22-17 by amending Section 6 thereof for the purpose of changing the allotee of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Pohnpei State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Second.
It's not on record. Were you recorded, Chairman Figueroa, in making a motion?
Yeah, I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 22-73. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, and if there is no objection, discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members on first reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aridas, Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Pollack,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romolo, Senator Uruzamal,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you, Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simona.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 11 members voted for the said bill under first reading.
CP number 22-73 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Speaker.
Who's that? John Berman.
I believe that there's no bill on the calendar,
Second.
so I so move that we stand in recess till 10 a.m. tomorrow, Chuk time.
Again.
Been moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Chuk time. Those in favor say aye.
Boy.
Nay. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, Chuk time.